Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the confidence coach. Good to see you today for this episode of How to Feel Confident and Calm with Qigong. My dear friend Nadine Searle is here with me. Hello, Nadine. Good to see you.
Hello, Susan. It's good to be here.
Well, for full disclosure, we have already been having quite a deep conversation, and we decided that the subject matter that we are discussing today is so important to help people really begin to imagine and even realize living a confident and calm life. Now, Nadine and I both do Qigong. We do it in different ways, but I thought that we would just get started using a small form of Qigong so that we can really come into consciousness of our energy, be in charge of it, and then we're going to have a really juicy conversation. How's that, Nadine? Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
Good. Okay, so we're going to start by just sitting up in our chairs and bringing our backs up into alignment. You saw it just happen in real time with both me and Nadine. If you're watching this by video, when I said we're going to sit up, both of us began to bring our body into alignment from the typically slouched position that you're in. This alone is going to serve your mind focus, your breath awareness, and your body movement. MBB, as I call it. Your shoulders are back and down, gently square. Your neck is aligned with your back. It's actually aligned with your back. Chin is back and down a little bit. The top of the head is up. And we are just going to experience lengthening of the spine. Once you come into this body alignment, you bring your chin down from the typically jutted position. We bring it down, we bring the top of the head up, and we just feel this lengthening of the spine. And in particular, you could envision your entire midsection of your body opening up, where you're giving space for the systems to actually flow, where all the organs live in your body. We're going to take a gentle breath in through our nose, hold for a second. We're going to exhale out through our nose and have a long extended exhale. Here we go. Breathe in and out. One thing I'd like to share with you is that you can check how you yourself are doing and feeling by seeing how long your exhale is. If you're in a lot of shallow breathing, you're going to have a short exhale. When you come into consciousness, when you're in a relaxed state of being, when you've been practicing the energy, then you can have this long extended exhale. So we're going to breathe again, long, slow, deep breath in, long extended exhale out. Here we go. And now we're going to create the energy ball. I use the energy ball when you want to be in charge, when you simply want to be in charge of yourself. We're going to take our hands, Nadine, rub them together like this, just creating a bit of friction, creating some friction. And now we're going to open them up right in front of us. You can have your hands down low. I'm keeping them up here so that you can see them. And I want to invite you to imagine that there's a sphere, a ball of some sort in between your hands. Now, right away, I could feel the energy tingling a little bit in my hands from the friction that we created. And I'm going to bring my mind focus to the energy ball. The energy ball for you, it may be wispy, it may be cloudy, it may be white light, it may be gold light. As you begin to imagine the idea that this is your energy, then you could actually imagine what it looks like and feels like to you. This energy ball is so important because when you're in a difficult state of being, a negative mindset, negative thoughts, worry, fears, anxieties, then you can just take your hands, rub them together, take your energy ball and say, I am in charge. And if you take one hand, either hand, and extend it out, you are in charge of the energy and you can bring it back in to its former shape. And you can extend on the other side. Imagine the energy extending out and coming back in. And just hold the ball, feel the energy, imagine the light, my energy, my control. My energy, my control. Coming into control of our feelings is helpful when we're in disarray and we have an opportunity at any time to simply bring our hands together, even if it's a tiny, tiny little ball. No one has to know what you're doing. Come into control of your energy. And today we're going to have a wonderful conversation about very deep topics. So we're going to close our energy ball today actually by opening up the hands, allowing the palms to go up, and you can move your fingers a little bit and just allow the energy to dissipate. And you can allow your hands to float down to your lap, wherever is comfortable. We're going to take one more cleansing breath. Long, slow, deep breath in, long, extended exhale. Here we go. And when you're ready, you can come to conscious awareness, open your eyes, and we will chat.
That's so lovely. So lovely. It makes such a difference, doesn't it? So beautiful.
It does. I do this with all my clients now in my coaching practice, Nadine, just to have the ability to imagine that we can be in charge of our energy. Yeah. Nadine, we have faced such difficulties, unimagined. You know, we've known each other for a few years. We've been coming together for a few years, and only, you know, a year or more ago, we never would have imagined the lives that we were going to have facing us within a very short time. So as you've discussed with us, you received a cancer diagnosis. It's been quite a journey. Is it coming into a year?
No, it isn't actually, because it all started for me the beginning of December. So what are we now? So half a year, 6 months, half a year. It's quite, yeah. So I had no clue at the beginning of December that anything was going on.
Right.
But by the end of December, I knew.
Yeah. So time is a very interesting thing there. Just that alone, something was shown to us, Nadine, because I have a client who says, I go from Memorial Day to Labor Day with a blink of an eye, and Christmas is the next moment. And so what was just shown to us here is that time has changed for you from the busy kind of people-pleasing type A person of your past, rushing to get things done, doing a lot, and, you know, kind of self-judging along the way, as you've shared with us in so many of our discussions. And now it feels to you, I asked, is it coming into a year? Because I thought it was at the end of the year. And it feels to me like, well, we're all at this time of our discussion, we're in the latter half of summer. Fall is on the way, and it'll be a year before you know it.
Yes, you're right. time to, I've got to be honest with you, there's a little part of me that is wishing this year away because I want to get through all the treatment. And that's like, you know, I've got mixed feelings about that, but it's just a reality. But it is going very quickly. And the changes that I know that I'm going through are just, they seem to be happening so much and all the time. So that is, it's real, yeah, in real time.
It totally, completely is. The conversation that came forth from our friendship, the way we talk, the way we engage, we're like this. This is a conversation between friends. Came from a text that you sent me that said, I'm concentrating on stepping into the new version of me with the physical and emotional changes that I will be going through. And I read that and I said, my gosh, you know, stepping into the new version of me. Now you are going to have physical changes. You have already from the cancer. You've been sharing your journey out loud to the benefit of really countless, untold numbers of people who have been reading what you've been willing to share. And that's why I think these conversations are so important, Nadine. The idea of stepping into the new version of me with the physical and emotional changes, you have more coming up, of course. And then, as we know, as you've already experienced, we'll be on the other side of that as well. So what do you want to share?
Well, it's true. And it's lovely to hear you read that out because, you know, I don't really focus that much on what I say to you. I mean, that's like saying it out loud, isn't it? And I go, oh yeah, actually, that's quite profound.
Yes, it was indeed.
Really true. Yeah. Well. And again, you know, this is the beauty of our connection, isn't it? That I share things with you, you pick up on them, you know, and we grow through that, you know, and I'm so grateful to your questioning and the way that you support me and the way that you make me think as well, because it is part of my process. We met for a reason, you know, there's lots of reasons, isn't there? But it really does help me when I hear you reflect things back to me. And I go, oh yeah, you know, that was something. So it is right, you know, I changed instantly when I got the diagnosis. Who wouldn't? You know, there is a change, isn't there? You know, through all of the diagnosis process, which took quite a while, I was changing. You know, I went through all of those emotions and all of those fears and everything, and then putting them all in their place as you go forward and everything. So it's constant for me that things are changing and adjusting. And I really feel, for me at the moment, because I have surgery coming up very soon, 21st of August, the surgery is coming, and that's big for me.
Very big.
Yeah. So I feel that is something that I really want to, I don't know how to, I'm just going to say it because I don't, you know, I really want to do this the best way that I can. And you feel free to correct me on that, because I know that isn't the best way to say it, but I really want to not miss anything, not be, you know, really step into my courage, my new me, you know, really embrace this, because this is, strange as it might sound, this is a blessing. This is a change that I didn't ask for, but it's a good change. And this is there's so much of this process that has been a blessing for me, and I have shared with lots of people, you know, but it's growing all the time. And although I have fear and worry and anxiety and everything, of course I do, you know, I also can see the other side of it and go, this is a new me emerging. And why would I not want to embrace it with every core of my body and all of my emotions, and feel, we talk about it a lot, don't we? Feel all the feelings, you know, because they're all valid. They're all good for me to explore, you know, with this curious mind that we talk about so often, you know, and just go, okay, you know, yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm not scared, I'm terrified. I'm terrified for so many things. You know, I'm going to change physically. That's going to be, I don't know how I'm going to feel. You know, I know how I feel at the moment, and that changes. But when I'm actually faced with the reality of much less of me than there was, you know, bits of me cut away and pain, all of those kind of things, you know, there's going to be physical pain and everything. I don't know how that's going to affect me, but I am going to step into it and go, this is the new me. And I say it quite a lot to myself, and I do say it out loud, to make it good. You know, this is a change, and although there's a lot of emotions and everything, you know, this is, I'm going to make sure that it's good. So this is my opportunity to step into it and make it good. And that, and I don't mean that in a harsh way or being down on myself. It's like seeing the good, because there is so much good in it. So does that sort of make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. I'm not going to nail you for use of language. She knows that she said that because sometimes I do that, but I don't have to get in the way of any of this. I just want to acknowledge that you're doing this the best way possible, making it good for yourself. You know, all the language that you've been using has created a profound transformation in you, which I am privy to in our private conversations. We discuss this quite a bit. You have made a decision to live your cancer journey out loud, sharing with others the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then in our private discussion, you shared something with me that I think is part of a basis of why you're still going in the best way, as you said, and I would say with intention, right? In intentionality, with intention to keep giving yourself permission to experience. And that was the profound inpouring of love that you've received. Right now, there was an outpouring because you made a choice to live out loud, right? But and share on social media the experience of your journey. But we had already been doing that before, as it was. That was a sort of one of the, you know, markers of our work. But as a result, as you said to me, you're feeling love from so many people pouring in. And because of your part of the journey of stepping into the new version of yourself, in this case with the emotional changes, you've opened up to it in a way that maybe you hadn't before.
Yes. So, so true. So true. And it really is, you know, this is, you know, because I was talking to you about it and I was not sure if I wanted to share this publicly, and you supported me and encouraged me to, and I'm so glad of that, because it has given me so much. And like you've just said, you know, that love and that feeling that is coming from people that I don't even know, you know, that are showing me the support and the love and the care, and it is so beautiful. It fills my heart so much to the point of bursting. You know, I get really emotional with the love that I'm receiving, and I am practicing receiving it too, because, you know, again, that getting that balance right has never been my strong point, you know, giving and receiving. So again, another lesson I'm grateful for. I'm getting the opportunity to practice all the time. But it is just so beautiful to think, you know, I share something and then what I get back is so much more, you know, and that is, I didn't know that was how it's going to be, you know. So again, it's that this is good for me. I know it's good for other people because I get that reflected back to me. But the bottom line is, and this is where I'm coming from at the moment massively, and I said it earlier, didn't I? Selfish, but it's self-care and looking after myself. This is good for me. And it's me being out of my comfort zone, that cliche, you know, I'm stepping into uncomfortable places, doing things that I'm not so comfortable with, but it's actually showing me that it's worth it because I'm feeling that love and that reward and that beauty. I mean, if this could all be cured with love, I'd be cured in an instant, you know, no worries at all.
Right.
And I wish it was that simple, because that's what I'm getting, you know. And also knowing that you're not alone, you know, because gosh, I mean, the statistics now are 1 in 2 people that have cancer. That's horrendous, but I really am feeling that is the truth, because so many people have been affected by this and are being affected as we speak. So it is a real thing that's out there. So again, I feel it's quite it's beneficial to share, because people are going to have to face this. If it's not them themselves, it's going to be someone they care about. We're not getting away with that. So it is, I look back in my life and I thought cancer was not in my life at all. I didn't have anyone that I was close to me that was affected, and I think my life was free of it. I thought I was immune. I was cocky about that. I honestly thought that. Now, no, that's not true. So I really do feel that it is something, and I've said it to you before and I will repeat it again, you know, my biggest fears were there. The fear of the word cancer, the diagnosis, the fear of chemotherapy. Oh gosh, terrified of that one. The fear of losing my hair, the fear of all of those things. And I have had the opportunity to face those fears, and I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared of those. And they were really debilitating fears.
Right.
And
I
I was
remember. I
yeah,
remember. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I was pushing them away. I was thinking I'm not going to have to go there. But then
Right.
when there is, because it's still there, because you don't know, do really, you just choose to push it away. But now it's like, okay, I've had to face those. And isn't it wonderful that I'm not scared anymore because I'm doing it? You know, there is no hair, you know, there is that I'm going through chemotherapy. I have cancer. Wow, you know, to know that actually, you know, I'm still here and life is okay with these big scary things that are part of it. And that's the kind of thing I want to share for other people to feel that, because I know I'm not the only one that's terrified of those
I
words.
mean, this is kind of so ridiculous. It's so amazing to be in real-time conversation about this topic in this way, where you have stepped forward, you know, sharing the journey with the impact that you have, but more importantly, the energy rippling out from your living in this way, from your living in this way. You know, in trauma and illness, it's lonely.
Yeah.
There are moments when you feel, you know, the depth of aloneness or loneliness, or, you know, sadness in your aloneness of the worry, you know, what's happening to me, or what is this, or whatever.
Yeah.
And but I think that what's been shown to me is that this is the truth of the human condition. You know, excuse me, no matter how much you love someone, or someone loves you, in some ways, when you're really meeting your deepest fears, or when your deepest fears are presented to you in these extraordinary experiences, there's a depth of aloneness. And that's the energy that I'm feeling, is like, I feel like you may have moments where you're lying on the bed crying, you know, feeling, you know, utterly, completely desolate.
Yes.
And yet there's, and in this conversation, we're also showing that you can also equally allow in the love, such that the episodes maybe get smaller or shorter
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that. Does this resonate with you?
It really does, actually. And you know as well, you know, you've been through the grief yourself, the trauma. You know, we've talked about grief. I've trained as a grief counsellor. I've learned a lot about that as well, you know, just before all this happened, and quite ironically. And you're absolutely right. You know, everyone's journey is unique. A grief journey, a trauma journey, a diagnosis journey, whatever you want to label it as, you know, we're all unique. And we do have times, yes, there's the love out there. I know that I'm supported by so many people, but there are times when I just go, no one understands, no one knows what I feel like, no one understands, you know, and I'm in desolation. I am on my own. And why wouldn't I be, you know? But again, that's okay, because I know with my calmer self method that I use all the time, that helps me come out of it as well. The qigong practice, you know, I step into that really helps as well, like the energy that we just did. You know, there's lots of ways of getting that, isn't there, where we can just feel our power and we take ourselves away. I'd say, and it's very similar to what you just demonstrated there, a little meditation that I do, where we come out of our frantic head into our body, and you can do it using the qigong ball as well, you know, because when we're in our head frantic, that's not where I want to be. You know, I want to be in my heart, maybe, or maybe even in my tummy. And I can visualize that with the qigong ball of energy. And that's a lovely thing to do, because it does stop that frantic, frazzled head space.
Exactly, exactly.
And these are
Hold on
tools,
one
aren't
second.
they?
I need to pause to plug in my computer. 1 second. Okay, nothing throws us in technology. I had to move my location to plug in my laptop. I want to continue this important conversation, this idea of using your energy, being in conscious awareness, Nadine, as you were just describing to us. I think this has made all the difference. The fear, in your case of cancer, the experience of my trauma and loss of my husband, you know, in some ways, if you are in unconsciousness, then you're just reacting, all the time. But bringing the energy in is what allows us to be more in charge and in control. Is that right?
Yes, I really believe that. I mean, some people say grounding or centering or whatever. However you do it, there's lots of ways that you can get the same results. You're absolutely right. And I would encourage people to experiment with different ways, what works for them. But you've just, demonstrated a beautiful way to do it. And I'm sure anyone that did it with us then would have felt that instantly. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's feeling it. I didn't know about these things. You're absolutely right. Years ago, I used to be in unconscious mode, just behaving the way I behaved, not questioning it, not changing it, not doing anything, and spending what I realise now a lot of my time in fear, panic, rage, and not realising that I had a choice. That's the other thing, it's empowering to actually go, actually, I can do something about this. So although, what I've been through and what I will still go through can be scary, and I have my moments when I am frantic, it is something that I can allow now, I can embrace. And this is what I'm saying about, stepping into the new me. I know that I'm going to have moments when I go, oh, I don't want it, I don't like it, I'm scared, but that's okay, because that's a feeling, that's what it's all about. And knowing that I can tweak that, change that, but also being okay. I never was okay with my feelings. So now again, that's one of the ways that I'm glad that I've changed, because those feelings, for a start, they don't last, but
Mm,
they're okay to feel, and you've been through this yourself, haven't you, with your grief and everything, the feeling, you've been in pain, been in physical pain, it hurts, it
yeah.
really, really hurts, but it is okay. It is
Mm.
okay. And the classic saying, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, we're resilient. You just demonstrated that moving your laptop.
Yeah,
We
we
do it
just
all
go
the
with it.
time, we all have it in us, but we don't know how to do it. And again, going back to what you said earlier, about sharing what I'm doing, I wouldn't have done that years ago. I would have hidden. I would have been in shame. I would have been in emotions that I don't need to put myself through. And
Mm.
I'm not doing that now. My hair is one of the classic examples right from the start. I'm not covering it up. This is me now. I don't like it, but this is me. I could have covered it. I could have been hiding. I could have been ashamed, but actually I'm going with it because that suits me, and it does me good to challenge myself. So it's
Right.
all of those ways, isn't it? And we all have those opportunities, don't we, to choose how we react to things. And that is so valuable, isn't it? To
It
choose.
is.
Yeah.
It's so extraordinary, this idea of going into the surgery in the best way for yourself. This idea of living in connection with it's like living in connection with self, Nadine. It's
Mm.
like living in connection with self.
Yes,
And
yes.
that is really so profound. I have some dogs here who are playing.
I love
That is so profound, Nadine,
it. Mm.
that what you described before was living in disconnection from
Yes,
self. And
yeah.
when you talk about going into the surgery, I could feel it. It's almost like I'm okay being connected to it. It's
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes, yeah, and that's a good way of putting it. It's okay to be connected with whatever feelings are coming up, and it is, I'm going to go through physical pain, I'm going to be scared, I'm going to have moments when I'm panicking, but that is okay. And I compare it to, I've had surgery on my knee 4 times now, and I didn't connect. I just chose not to go there. I have the surgeon now who's going to perform my surgery now is a beautiful, wonderful lady who talks to me about it, gives me choices. God, I never knew. And I just, oh, well, that's, that's different. And then there's a bit of me going, I don't want to know, don't talk to me about it, just do it. But no, this is my life now. This is what I'm stepping into, my conscious choice, if you like. And I just go, oh, I've got choices. I know what's going to happen because she's telling me, she's talking to me about it, so I am enlightened, if you like. And yes, that comes with fear and some details I don't want to think about, but actually this is the reality. So I'm stepping into that and going, right, I can handle this. I'm brave enough. I can do this, and it's a different experience. So going into the surgery with a different frame of mind, conscious, like you say, I won't be conscious, obviously I'll be anesthetized.
Yeah, but going into it
As
in
I go in,
conscious
yes,
connection.
connecting and actually really focusing on what I want from the surgery. Obviously, I'm not doing the physical surgery, but my mindset and my intention, my outcome, I'm in control of. And I've
Yes.
never done that before. So
Yes.
I'm really excited. I am scared, but I am really excited and go, oh my goodness, this is another way of doing things, another opportunity that I've been given through this to do this in a different way. And I know this is going to be better for me. And again, this is another thing that I like to share with people, because have people thought of that? I never thought of it. I would have been fascinated if someone was talking like I am now.
Right.
Go, oh, so it is something that it's really important for me, like I said earlier, to do it in a, maybe not the best way, in a different way for
Yeah,
me, to do it in
exactly.
the way that I've got an opportunity to do this differently. And I want to do it differently. And it is an experiment in a way. See, I know it's going to be better, but just actually going, let's just see how this works. Just see, is it as scary as I think it's going to be? Is it going to be as physically as painful as I think it's going to be? Managing pain with our mindset and our conscious decisions is something we both know about. We know that's real. So there's lots of chances for me to really, really step into this. It's almost like what I've been, someone said it to me a little while ago, actually, you've been practicing for this for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel sometimes I have all the things that I've been through in my life, and definitely with my business, what I help clients with, all the time, stepping into your calmer self, I'm doing it myself all the time because I need it, and it's
Big
serving
time,
me
real
well.
time.
Yeah, it's serving, and I did. That's why I do my business anyway, because I needed it, but it's on another level now.
Right.
So
And I'm reading the words again, stepping into the new version of me with the physical and emotional changes. And that's really, it's like the ultimate of what we're talking about. Neither of us chose these new versions of us. Now you could choose, this is part of what we want, is for people to look with more intention, more
yeah,
awareness at themselves. What are the choices you're making? How are you living?
yeah,
What are these words that Nadine and I are speaking out here? What do they mean to you? Like, are they familiar to you? Is this craziness going on? You know what I mean, Nadine? It's like, most of us don't get opportunities to step into new version of ourselves if
yeah,
we don't take it, but it does happen to us. And then in our case, it's how we have shown up to it,
yeah,
in different ways with the things we've experienced. And so this idea that you would go into a major procedure curiously looking at the, new version of yourself that will come out on the other side, it sounds like that's real, that you're going to do that.
yeah. And it is exciting, isn't it? It's really, and it is something I really, like you say, I'd be very interested. We will put this conversation on both of our YouTube channels. It'll be all over the place on it. I would love to hear what people think about what we're saying, and if they've experienced it, if they understand it, if they're feeling what we're feeling, so I'd love to open up conversations with people on that. But it is, for me, it's very much a question of doing it a different way, because I have the opportunity, facing things that I've been scared of, again, because I have the opportunity. And it's interesting that you just said, we didn't choose this. There's a little bit of me going, did I choose this? Did I make this happen? I have those moments when I go, oh, I know I'm powerful. I know I manifest. We can all do that. Did I make this happen because I want these changes? Seems to be a very extreme way to do it, but there's a little bit of me going, oh, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. And that's okay as well, because sitting with that, I really don't know the answer. But it's okay, whatever it is. Did I bring this on myself? I've said it to people before, we want change. If we don't manifest our changes and consciously choose and set our intentions, it's going to come to us anyway. And is that what's happened to me? I don't like to think it is, but maybe. And again, I'm almost comfortable with that. I wasn't comfortable with that, but I am now. If this is something I brought on myself because it's the only way I'll learn the lessons I need to learn, then maybe that's the case. And okay, it does seem extreme, but maybe that is the truth. And I accept that. I do accept that. And I do feel as well, I'm physically going to be changed. I'm going to have bits of me cut away. There are emotional things that I want to let go of. I need to let go of. So I'm embracing that as well, the physical that's going to be happening anyway, and the emotional, because there's bits of the old me that need to go. There's that. So again, just using this to actually go, right, this is something that is physically happening to me. And I can also add the intention and the emotion and the consciousness of actually the mindset work, if you like, to make it even more powerful, using this opportunity. And that's where I really want to, I don't want to miss that. So it is exciting. And yeah, I'm being quite hard on myself because I do want to do it properly. I want to do it so well, but I will. I'll do whatever I do. So
you'll do whatever you do. We're going to be here with you as we have been on this journey from the beginning. When you can identify I'm being hard on myself right away, you have all the tools to say, did I just say that out loud?
I know. I still say these things, don't I?
We are going to come back and have another conversation on the other side of this. And before we have that conversation, we're going to watch this conversation. This is why I do my podcasting. This is why you do your podcasting. It's why you share like this. This is the world that we're creating. I want to wish you the very, very best, and sending you so much more love for you to allow to pour in. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for, showing up, being in truth, and, really allowing us in on your journey. I will look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. It's just a joy to be able to share this. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Take good care.